we've got a wave of European privacy laws finally beginning to actually, well, okay. These are more laws of encryption. Let me reframe that. So a wave of European encryption-focused laws actually beginning to cause some controversy when they ensnare the heads of major platforms. So in this case, Telegram CEO being arrested on charges of allowing crime to happen on the platform. So this is after some precedents were kind of set with the prosecution of some of these like illegal, like encrypted phone things that were specifically marketed to criminals. These were a honeypot operation in many cases, or taken over by police organizations designed to lure people into committing crimes on these supposedly encrypted phones, which were actually backdoored and would deliver the contents of the conversations directly to the police. Now, prosecuting the CEOs of this company where it was a little bit difficult at first. It seems like the groundwork has been laid to go after CEOs of organizations that are found to be leveraging encryption to facilitate crime knowingly, or in some cases, maybe unknowingly. Now, in this case, it looks like these legal proceedings were brought because Telegram was ignoring a number of legal requests from France. And there was also an interesting follow-up story on the cybercrime unit that is attempting to go after these platforms and why they are accelerating this kind of hunt for operators of encrypted messaging platforms or other encrypted platforms in general. So this is kind of a shot, a warning shot towards Signal, I think was mentioned here. So I think that, yes, it is clear that France is pursuing encrypted messaging providers. Other operators such apps such as Signal should be concerned about whether or not they are in compliance with French regulations, because the message is clear: if they are not, legal action will take place. So this seems like a not very veiled threat that potentially other encrypted platforms that are designed to ensure freedom of speech and ensure that people in potentially like repressive regimes or other places where it's not possible for them to speak out or communicate are able to communicate with each other. So if the European Union and France are going to start passing laws that are specifically targeting these platforms, it's going to be very difficult for these platforms to have any of their employees travel potentially in the European Union if they're going to get arrested.
The interesting thing about this is, I mean, that platform was notorious for facilitating a lot of criminal actions. So I wouldn't say that this is completely baseless as a outside sort of observer, ignoring some of the requests for, known criminal activity and for takedowns and things like that. I also kind of, I don't know how to say this otherwise, but kind of looking at the state of the industry, the kind of lack of data protection, especially in the US, seeing one of these executives get at least temporarily arrested kind of makes me feel a little bit good. Maybe that's terrible. Maybe that's some like Schadenfreude. I don't know, but we need to take some of this stuff seriously. Known criminal activity takes place there. It's very common. It's not like it's a secret. So there is a balance, but the overarching stipulation that they're coming after all encrypted messaging platforms that's overreach. I mean, that's plain and simple overreach, but that's a different thing. Breaking encryption, trying to unmask that versus we have a tactical approach. We know that cyber criminals are using this in these places, terrorists and other things. Like, you have to moderate the platform to some degree. Like, it stops being a freedom of speech issue, I think, at that point.